Yeah, Eddie Sefko, Mavs.com. Jason, I'm just wondering what might be your best memory or memorable interaction with Jerry West.
Oh, um, that's a good question. There's a lot of them, but when you talk about the logo, um, Jerry was a gentleman to everyone, and you know he was the best. Um, when you talk about history, you talk about the game of basketball and what he stood for. I guess, one of the stories is um, when I was with the Nets and Rod Thorne, and we're going to Memphis to play Memphis, and I've never seen a grown man drool before. So um, I asked Rod why was he drooling, and he was like, "That's my idol." And I was like looking for Michael Jordan, but Michael wasn't anywhere close. And I said Jerry West, and that's when I learned a little bit about West Virginia, and it was an incredible moment because I'd never seen Rod in awe before, and so to see that, to see Jerry and the way he handled Rod was very impressive. And when you talk about West Virginia and basketball, D'Antoni, Rod, and Jerry West, it was just it was a historic moment for me because I was learning about not just I knew about Jerry, but just about West Virginia, and they're all very well put together, educated, and very smart. But I just never saw Rod in that atmosphere before, of being silenced and listening. It was like a little kid.
Mike, here in the front right.
Mike Curtis, Dallas Morning News. Jason, with Kristaps being out tonight, I guess what opportunities does that open up for you guys on offense and defense, and how do you expect them to, I guess, adjust with just not having his presence out there?
Well, I think the adjustment is no different than the Indiana series. They didn't have him, so I think they're pretty. They're used to not having him. So the adjustment, with Horford or Tillman or someone, that they can go to. And so I think there's not a big adjustment. It's, they just came out of a series without KP. So we look for them to continue. Maybe somebody's minutes goes up. But for us, understand what KP does at the rim with the shot blocking or changing shots. So we have to be aggressive when we take the ball and understand their smalls are pretty good at blocking shots too. And so we have to account for who's at the rim.
Next row back, Brad.
Brad Townsend, Dallas Morning News. Apologies, another non-game question. I wondered if, obviously, you're tunnel visioned on what you guys have to do tonight, but I wondered any time in the last couple days or today that it dawned on you that today's the anniversary of you guys winning the championship.
It was just brought to my attention. I didn't even know. Talking to Mike and Doris from ABC, that today was Game 6. And so just to understand, time flies by. But it was, a surreal moment to be able to win the championship, and to do it with that team, with Dirk being our leader, Jason Terry. They were asking, how, what did you think when the horn went off? I was like, we wanted to keep playing, but there was no one else to play. When you win a championship, but when you're playing so well, you don't want it to stop. And so talking to them, there was no one else to play, and we were playing well. And as an older player, you want to keep going because you just don't know if you ever get back there.
Third row on the left, Homer.
Tomer Zarla with Clutch Points. Jason, I'm curious. You guys have obviously had a lot of good production out of your center position, guys who were, paint protectors. But how much experience do you have, or how comfortable are you kind of going with, maybe PJ at the 5 and kind of spacing the floor out at the 5 position?
Yeah, I think we're comfortable with PJ at the 5. We're comfortable with Maxey at the 5. What Boston's done a great job in the sense of taking the vertical game away and living with the layup. And so, when you look at our quarterbacks, Kai and Luka, getting to the rim, you know, we have to take that, and we're going to have to at some point, if we can make enough, to see if they can make that change. But if they don't, we can look at Maxey or PJ, you know, at the 5. We're comfortable with that. We've done that during the season.
Fourth row on the right.
Tommy Mongelson, the Dallas Morning News. Jason, we had another local legend die today, Robert Hughes. I'm not sure if you ever had any interactions with him, the forward Dunbar coach, who's a Naismith Hall of Famer.
I did not, unfortunately, but
We'll go in the center. Can you just pass that right back into the center? Thank you. Fourth row.
Hey, Jason Sears Sohi from The Ringer. The guys have been talking about needing to communicate more on defense lately. I was wondering, when guys like Lively and Gafford are up guarding a stretch 5, who's the second guy that you want to be in charge of your backline communication? Who else is going to be responsible for that?
that's a great question. Everybody, you know, the game of basketball is about communication, and for our guys, that's one of the things that we're trying to, you know, as much as communicate, the next step is to listen and to be able to process what's being said. And so I think for us as a group, we've been a little bit slower with that. So hopefully we've made that adjustment and we can be better at that tonight.
Go ahead. Second row on the left.
Yes, Rashad Miller, Dallas Weekly. What are some other things that you saw when you ran back the tape from the first 2 games that you feel the team should be doing tonight?
Yeah, I think, you know, talking about the last game, we put ourselves in a position on the road to win, and that's all you can ask for. When you talk about 1 possession or 2 possessions, we have to take care of the ball. Just way too many, you know, turnovers that lead to points for them. If we throw it into the stands, at least we get a chance to set our defense, and we feel confident that we can get the stop. And I'll use the example of Exum with the pace. Was trying to make a play, it goes out of bounds. We get to set our defense, we get the stop, and we come back. It's the live ball turnovers that are hurting us, and we have to take care of the ball. We got to get more shots. But if we do turn it over, we need to give the prizes, basketballs, away to the stands and not to Boston, where they can get out and run and get layups or wide open threes.
Third row towards the center.
Hi, Jason. Aurelia for the German Basket Magazine. We know that you're very close to Dirk, and I'm kind of thinking that you maybe talked last night about, you know, being home in Game 3. Maybe you can share some thoughts or something that he said to you going now into this must-win game.
Yeah, I haven't talked to Dirk here in the last week. He has FIBA obligations, and he has tennis lessons and everything else, so he's got more important things. But we will talk as we're at home, and he's here hopefully for Game 3 or 4. And so just to get some advice of what he sees here as we go forward. But I haven't talked to him since the Minnesota series.
Any other questions for Coach? All right. Thank you, Coach.